Fight on, family. Preston's Paradise here. The morning after USC's 29-10 victory over UCLA. And yeah, another example of this team this year, just straight up exemplifying what it means to fight on, right? Looked hairy, looked competitive, looked kind of spooky at times early in the game yesterday against the Bruins. But, the Trojans, continue to go, man, continue to fight and end up winning the game, kind of pulling away in that second half later in that game. And we knew we were the better team. Obviously picked USC to win the game. But these rivalry games get pretty tricky. We saw what happened last year. We've seen it throughout the years with USC and UCLA. Some of these games can get pretty tricky, man. But some things I'm kind of happy with, right? With this team, with this staff, as the regular season comes to a close here. USC 9-3 on the year. Can't complain about that, man. The team obviously made multiple strides this season, being able to close out games, come from behind to win games late throughout the course of the season. When you talk about Iowa and Nebraska, even a game last night, right? We did not fold. We did not give up. We did not let up in that football game last night. And, continue to trust the process and trust ourselves, eventually coming out with the victory. This is not something that the DNA of last year's team had, but it is, these are situations that a lot of these guys on this roster were in last season, and we learned how to win as a team. And as I look at the team last night, something that I was, kind of interested and excited to see was some of these young guys, some of these young contributors, how they would play, not only in this game, but how they play in the bowl game coming up. There's a lot of talk about the Alamo Bowl, that may be the bowl that we end up finding ourselves in. Opponent is still kind of unclear on that end, but guys like Jaden Walker, man, Jade Abasiri, a guy that I'll just say I think a lot of people overlooked. I definitely overlooked in talking about the defensive line play throughout the course of coming into this season. He wasn't really a name that I mentioned much, but was a starter, as of week 1, right? And he has really just come on late in the season, man, making big plays on that defensive line. Super proud of him, of the strides that he's made. Still a young player, right? Cam Crawford, still a young player. Jaden Walker. So some of these DBs like Marcellus, Braylon Conley, man, talk about Graham. Graham last night coming in, I guess this is the first action Alex Graham has seen throughout the entire season, man. He is going to be special as a USC Trojan in that secondary, man. Making play after play, big time tackles. I'm very excited to see what he brings to the table in the future. Also this offensive line, right? There's a chance, I believe, that we step in next season with a very veteran, experienced offensive line. I see a guy like Elijah Page coming back. I see Alani Noah coming back. Obviously, you got Kalon Miller is going to step in there and continue to be there at that guard spot. Tobias Raymond will probably be back as well. So interesting what happens with the center position. I don't know who has eligibility there, who will be there at that spot. Maybe a young guy, maybe a freshman, right? Brett Collier might be that center there. Who knows? We're gonna wait and see what happens with that. But I think we step in next year with a very experienced, battle-tested offensive line. I was kind of just thinking about that while watching the game. Justin T as well, man. I think those guys had an excellent year and we'll just jumpstart them into next season. To Nook Hines, man, taking that confidence from last week, having that big-time game against Oregon, obviously in the loss, man, making a bunch of big plays. He is going to be special as well. And then we got a lot of young wide receivers coming in. Booby Feaster. We talk about the guy at Santa Margarita, man, Trent Mosley. Just incredible athletes, incredible wide receivers that are going to be on campus next season. So just looking forward to that. Some of the guys we already got in the fold. And it's good to have, some young guys really experience what we went through this season. That's going to pay dividends because it paid dividends for us this season. So excited about that. And when I look at some of the numbers from last night, let's look at where we're at, right? Jaden Maava continue to do his thing, man. Solid performance. 21 for 29, 2 touchdowns. King Miller had 17 carries and 2 touchdowns. That was the biggest difference, right, in last night's game compared to the game against Oregon, right? We were able to run the ball, man. 131 yards on the ground. King Miller throws up 124 on the ground, and that makes a really big difference. Now, early in the game, I didn't really know what was going on with Jacoby and Makai. I was like, are they going to play? Jacoby has 3 receptions for 52 yards. Makai 1 for 32 with that touchdown. Man, shouts out to these guys, man. I think Makai Lemon is definitely off to the NFL. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about that. Jacoby Lane, in my mind, he's like a 50-50 guy right now. I think he's definitely an NFL player. I think he definitely gets drafted if he enters the draft. But missed a few games. I don't really think I'm not really sure how he feels about his numbers and the kind of the season he had because he did miss so many games. Obviously, when he was there, he was unstoppable. A force to be reckoned with. One of the greatest mismatches in all of college football at the wide receiver position. So gonna be interesting to see what decision he makes there. But as I look at the roster, man, I think there's a possibility Jacoby Lane comes back. King Miller is gonna be back. Tanuk Hines is gonna be back. Lake McCree had a big game last night too. I was happy to see that. Happy to see him throw them 4s down. Walker Lyons definitely gonna be back. And defensively, Alex Graham, I talked about Alex Graham, 7 total tackles in that tackle for loss, man. He's gonna be a dog. Desmond Stevens back. Kennedy Urlacher's back. Crawford, Abasiri back, Jakeem. I think there's a good chance Braylon Shelby may be back as well. Might add, Braylon Shelby led the team in sacks this season, 4.5 sacks. A lot of people gave me hate on my supporter of Braylon Shelby really should have been that starting defensive lineman, man. Led the team in sacks this season once again, 4.5 sacks. We end the season with 28 sacks. On the season, so a seven sack increase, which is cool. That is great. I wish we kind of could have kept the momentum that we had earlier in the season when we were leading the country in sacks. But hey, man, an improvement. Happy to see it. And I got high expectations and high hopes for this team, man. And we got dogs out there that we haven't really even seen this season with a guy like Gus Cardova. We saw Matai, bro, come on that kickoff and make that tackle and how fired up he was. Another guy, another youngster I'm very excited about seeing next season. But I can't wait to see how we come out in the bowl game. The NFL guys will surely sit out that game. Interested to see what Jaden Maava does as well. There's been a lot of talks about him staying, about him going, some of his draft stock and whatnot. If he stays, I'm cool with it. If he goes, I'm cool with it. I'm kind of 50-50 on that. I have a lot of faith in Hassan Longstreet, stepping in there at the quarterback spot. But I think Jaden really improved this season. 23 touchdowns, 8 picks. Would have liked that to be, a little less, but a huge improvement off of what we saw from him last season. Just an incredible improvement. 66% completion percentage, man, and nearly 3,500 yards passing, man. So excellent year from this guy. King Miller, 7 touchdowns, nearly gets to 900 yards in the regular season with just his time on 131 carries, man. So proud of this team, man. 9-3 on the year. I think it's really good to take this momentum into the bowl game, right? You're in the regular season strong. And, yeah, man, whoever's in front of us in that bowl game, we got to be able to attack that, win that as well, and eventually end the year with that overall 10-3 record, man. And continue to the offseason. We got this recruiting class coming in. Signing days on December 3rd. I'm probably going to be doing a signing day special on signing day. So look out for that one. And yeah, and I think we definitely got to get some things shaken in the portal as well. So I will kind of be doing an update on that, looking at some of the pieces in the portal, some of the things we could use on the offensive and defensive side of the ball. And other than that, man, another victory for the Trojans. This season has come to an end, man. Shouts out to everybody who stuck with me throughout the entire year, man. Time flies when you're having fun. And yeah, we're ending it a lot better than we did last season, man. Last season was really a shit show. This season has been, a a lot, better on the heart, better on the mind, man, with this team only going down 3 times and being victorious in most games, man. So I hope you guys have an excellent day this Sunday, man. I appreciate you guys for watching. It's Fight On Forever, man. Let's get it.